Welcome everyone, it is your guy J-Brad here, and today we are finally going to be tackling a film franchise that I know is very near and dear to a lot of your hearts. We are going to be doing Ghostbusters. Now, obviously you folks probably know what Ghostbusters is. It's a film about, well, busting ghosts, whatever that entails. I know that it might seem a little bit strange to hear someone like me not having seen the original Ghostbusters films, or any of them for that matter, but then again I can't really imagine it being any stranger than me not having seen the original Star Wars films. Now, as far as knowledge of the Ghostbusters is concerned, I do know the basic gist of it. It's about four dudes, or in the case of the 2016 movie, four ladies who get together to form this ghost hunting business or whatever, and then apparently at the end of every movie they fight like a big bad ghost or something. I was always into spooky stuff as a kid. You know, I liked Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Nightmare Room, all of that sort of stuff, and also Men in Black. I really liked that as a kid too. But for whatever reason, Ghostbusters just never entered my radar, and so I thought I would remedy that by giving the films a try. I look forward to seeing what all the fuss is about, and I also think it would be very beneficial to see how the films progressed over the years, since we have the first two, which are sort of like Gen X, then the reboot, which was more millennial oriented, and then we have the newest one, Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was very clearly meant to be sort of for the Zoomers, Stranger Things type of audience. As always, you can both like this film and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter as well. Let's get started. The New York Public Library. I've actually been to this building before. It's actually very beautiful. I don't know, there's just something about being surrounded by scores and scores, thousands of old books. It's just very, very cozy. I'd like to see how they achieved that effect. I'm guessing that they're on like some string or something going back and forth. Ghosts are assholes. Who's gonna clean all this shit up? Now, of course, this was back in the days of like library cards and stuff. I'd imagine that now they just simply go into the computers. And here we go, right into the title sequence with this legendary earworm of a song.
I'm gonna turn over the next card.
Ooh, yikes.
Square. Good guess, but wrong.
Wasn't this kid in My Cousin Vinny? Isn't he the best friend of Ralph Macchio in My Cousin Vinny?
Clear your head.
Ooh, hey.
Figure 8.
Incredible. That's 5 for 5.
And the guy on the left is just buying it.
Nervous?
Do you think I have it, Dr. Venkman?
Venkman. Interesting last name. That would explain the predatory and unethical behavior.
I need it. Spengler went down there. He took PKE.
Spengler?
Roger Delacorte, are you the man from the university?
Yes, I'm Dr. Venkman. Dr. Stantz. Egon.
Thank you for coming. Hope we can
Venkman, Stantz, and Harold Ramis. And then you have Delacroix. I wonder what this movie is supposed to be about.
Are you, Alice, menstruating right now?
What has that got to do with it?
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
You know, that might just simply be a throwaway line to show how much of a creep and an asshole this guy is. But in the olden days, people actually thought that because a woman's menstrual cycle seemed to align with the movements of the moon, that there were metaphysical or paranormal connections to it. So there would be a lot of superstitions where it's like, oh, if you're on your period, don't do this or that because, you know, bad luck or good luck or something like that. Ooh, honey. bees, no doubt. There's enough corn syrup here to feed an average American for at least 2 days.
This happened to you before? Oh, first time?
So these guys are very inexperienced then?
It's here.
Oh, I like the subtle wind movements in their hair, because I know that one common sign that a ghost is nearby is when all of a sudden there's a lot of chill in the air.
Do exactly as I say. Get ready. Ready? Get her!
What? Get her? They're ghosts. Like, what are you gonna do? Grab it? I'm digging the jackets in this movie.
According to these new readings, I think we have an excellent chance of actually catching a ghost and holding it indefinitely.
So they can catch ghosts. Obviously, because they have the backpack zapper things. The ray gun vacuum cleaner.
Possibilities are limitless. Hey, Dean Yeager.
Wow, stuck-up tightwad Dean Yeager is being very unfair to Venkman, Stantz, and Harold Ramis. I wonder what this movie is about.
This is a major disgrace. Forget I'm
Oh no! He's wearing boat shoes with socks! Oh, god damn it.
For whatever reasons, Ray, call it fate, call it luck, call it karma. I believe
I'm gonna be honest, for a brief second, I thought he was gonna break out into song.
This ecto-containment system that Spengler and I have in mind is going to require a load of bread to capitalize. Where are we going to get the money?
I don't know.
Why are they holding the bottle sideways?
The franchise rights alone will make us rich beyond our wildest dreams.
Oh dear, that was a line that is rather foreboding, knowing what we know now. I mean, it's a pole. Although a fire station would probably be the best fit for something like this, simply because that is how they intend to function. You know, as famous and as celebrated and as popular as Sigourney Weaver is, I still feel that she's underrated as an actress. I don't know why. I feel like she deserves even more recognition. Wow, I totally forgot how short Rick Moranis is.
No sweat. I'll take a rain check on that. I always have plenty of low sodium mineral water and other nutritious foods in the house, but you
Wow, no sweat indeed.
to think that both our TVs had something wrong with them. Okay, so I'll see you later, huh? I'll give you a call.
Oh man.
I'm gonna have a shower.
Ugh. I've known guys like this.
Pick up your phone and call the professionals. Go, Ghostbusters.
So if you see the phone number, you'll notice it has 555. Apparently that is a number combination that is specifically used in works of fiction to prevent people from actually calling real phone numbers. Because real people supposedly don't have the 555. So they just simply use it as a placeholder. So if you see the 555, that's how you know that it's not a real phone number. Whoa. How is this being done? That was a very interesting effect. I wonder how they managed to make the eggs both shoot out like that and fry. Wow, that's an old refrigerator. Oh! Totally not a flashlight in its throat.
How much?
Only 4,800. Maybe new rings, also mufflers, a little wiring.
You see the little drop in his chest there for a moment.
Any customers?
No, Dr. Venkman.
Janine Melnitz. Oh my.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
You know, I bet that's actually a lot more fun than they made it sound. 'Cause you can grow them. Oh, ooh, that almost ended very badly.
Egon, what do you think?
She's telling the truth. At least she thinks she is.
So Spangler seems to be the guy who, despite being incredibly intelligent, is not very
Past life experience intruding on present time.
socially aware. It's a very impressive looking building. The Art Deco is always a fan favorite.
I hate this. I like to torture them.
You know, if I was a ghost hunter, I'd fuck with ghosts. You know what's one way to get rid of ghosts? Just call them really mean names until they leave. Like you invite a whole bunch of friends over to your house and like, yeah, there's a ghost on here. When they were alive, they used to and the ghost will be like, what the hell, man? Now I gotta leave. Because what are they gonna do? Show up and be like, no, that's not true. And those are the marshmallows. Because I know that at the end there's a giant marshmallow guy.
And there were creatures writhing around and they were growling and snarling.
Well, thank goodness that the Coke cans are not only separate from each other, but they're both angled in such a way that the camera can see the word Coke, no matter what angle it's shooting from.
So much better.
Two different Coke cans. There are two different designs. That's so weird.
And then she threw me out of her life. She thought I was a creep.
Well, to be fair, you are a creep.
Oh.
Yes, of course. Oh, they'll be totally discreet.
No, they won't. Oh, we got some arcade machines. Those things are fucking expensive. I noticed Dan Aykroyd seems to do that turn a number of times. He does like this move. I don't know what that's about. That's annoying. It's a very cool looking car, but that siren is very annoying. Sounds like a robot duck that can quack continuously. I like how they dress like exterminators.
The owners don't like to even talk about it. I hope we could take
This guy seems to be very similar to Delacroix and Jaeger in a way that Venkman, Stantz, and Harold Ramis are similar to each other.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Oh, so that's what they are. See, that's one thing I would really like to know. How did they build these, you know, what are they called? HVACs? No, that's not what they're called. Backvacs or whatever. Typical Americans shooting before they look. But yeah, I would really like to know how it is that they built these things, how they came to the conclusions of how to properly incapacitate and capture ghosts. Ah, this one, the green one that eats everything. What's his name? Slimer? Grimer? Something like that?
Disgusting blob. I have to hold it myself.
Who are you talking to? Also, another interesting touch is that when it goes through the wall, it has the goo on the wall. It keeps things consistent, which I appreciate.
Ray, come in, please.
I feel so funky.
I wonder what that smells like. Also, I'd be curious if different ghosts or different types of ghosts leave different kinds of residue.
There's something very important I forgot to tell you.
What?
Don't cross the streams.
Why?
It would be bad.
Isn't this something that they should already know? I mean, I get that they've only been in business for a short amount of time, but I don't know, wouldn't this be something that they would know about to begin with when they first started building these things? You know, these would probably be a lot more effective if they could shoot in a straight line.
I need some room to put the trap down. Give me some room.
What are they gonna put, like a little cardboard box with a stick and like a donut underneath? It's like a Pokeball.
Alleged ghost sightings and related supernatural occurrences have been reported across the entire tri-state area.
God, I can only imagine how bad it must be in New Jersey. Okay, so we've got a montage, because you gotta have a montage. Do ghosts have civil rights? No, they don't. And neither do robots. Or zombies. Because they're not alive, so why should they get rights? Princess Di expecting again. Yikes. Oh, gross. Ghost blowjob. Woo, woo, woo! Well, they got a better sign.
Welcome aboard.
Are those things hot or no? Well, I guess not. Now, what I want to know is what is causing all of these apparitions to suddenly show up? Because if this is a phenomenon that's existed for a long time to this degree, shouldn't the world be a little bit different?
The stiff happens to be one of the finest musicians in the world.
So is that her boyfriend, or...
Gozer was very big in Samaria.
Well, what's he doing in my icebox?
I mean, if you're from the desert and you have to spend however many thousands of years there, I'd imagine that, you know, being in an icebox would probably be a welcome reprieve.
I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you, sir, and I'm glad you're feeling much better. You're still very pale, though.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Venkman's character. He seems like a pretty shitty guy.
Can I help you? I'm Walter Peck. I represent the...
Oh, Walter Peck. I wonder who he's supposed to be. I get what's going on. I get what's going on. So we already have this Peck guy being a cartoonish villain.
You go get a court order, and I'll sue your ass for wrongful prosecution.
This is already escalated in a way where it didn't have to, other than to just simply move the plot along. Like, it just seems like a contrived conflict, and this Walter Peck guy is just a straw man for Venkman, Stantz, and Harold Ramis to knock down. Oh no! Gargoyles! It even has the exact same sound effect for the lightning.
That's great. I'll tell everybody you're coming. We're going to play Twister. We're going to do some break dancing. Hey,
I don't want to laugh at this guy. He seems to have like autism or something. I don't want to laugh at him. The classic horror sci-fi trope of the glowing light around the door. Oh, it's doing the same thing that was in Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, this monster would be a lot more imposing if it was a little bit higher off the ground.
does anybody want to play Parcheesi?
I actually have no clue how to play Parcheesi.
Okay,
Ugh, it's like a pit bull.
There's gonna be a way in here. I gotta get...
There are doors over there. Oh, so no one else sees it. I wonder why it's now all of a sudden invisible when everyone else in the building saw it. Oh, hey! Who's that? You know, even though I know better from my life experiences, I'm just a sucker for cute girls with unnaturally dyed hair. Oh, it's like Weird Science.
Are you the key master?
Not that I know of.
No, you idiot. You're supposed to say, yes, my key can open any lock.
You want this body?
Is this a trick question?
See, again, messing with ghosts is a lot of fun. Because they're like, I'm trying to do my job, and you're just like being silly with me.
Actually, it's more of a guideline than a rule.
Oh, so it's just like in Pirates of the Caribbean, another movie about ghosts. Nice trick, Zool, but I'm gonna need a hula hoop to verify this. Gaze upon me, human, as I levitate 4 feet into the air. Now you have to do whatever I say. You know, if this was an MCU movie, Stan Lee would be the guy dancing.
You a Ghostbuster?
Yes?
We picked up this guy. Now we don't know what to do with him.
What's up with the door being so far off the ground and people have to step over it? Is that common in firehouses?
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I?
Yes, have some.
I wonder if coffee or something like that can affect people who are possessed. Ah, so she and Aegon clearly have a relationship.
I just whacked her up with about 300 cc's of Thorazine. She's gonna take a little nap now.
Oh, okay, so you can tranquilize someone who's possessed. That makes sense.
Hey, Ray. You believe in God?
Never met him.
Yeah, well, I do. And I love Jesus' style.
So he's a religious guy. I guess that could work in a job like this. You know, I know that it's been over 20 years, but every time I see the two towers in a movie, it's like, oh man.
I'm warning you, turning off these machines would be extremely hazardous.
I'll tell you what's...
Oh, he's mimicking him.
You shut that thing down, and we are not going to be held responsible for whatever happens. No.
Well, you know, Venkman, maybe if you were, you know, understanding of where he was coming from, and maybe if you offered to explain how it works to him, maybe he wouldn't be, you know, treating you like this. Instead, you were an asshole, and now you're like, oh, why are you being so rude to me after I was such an asshole to you?
Shut it off!
Shut it down! Oh, God, shut it down! See, in the real world, things would be reversed. Instead of, shut it down now, it would be, shut it down! Oh God, shut it down! The way I see it, if he was really from the EPA, he would know that you can't just shut things down like that. Oh, there's the marshmallow guy again. You know, I'm now wondering what it is that causes ghosts to look different. Oh, that's a cool effect. It's like the Crypt Keeper. Because that ghost, and then Slimer, and then the lady in the beginning, it's like, oh, he's back. So it's like, what happens to you in life that causes you to look a certain way in the afterlife if you become a ghost? Maybe they were violent people. Maybe those who were especially sinful were given grotesque visages in the afterlife, as opposed to that one lady. Although she became scary looking, so who knows how it works.
She barks, she drools, she claws.
All the guys in the background were like, oh, where can I find a girl like that?
They conducted rituals up on the roof. Bizarre rituals intended to bring about the end of the world. And now it looks like it may actually happen.
Well, that's all very interesting, but I don't feel anything after hearing that because there's been absolutely no foreshadowing or build-up. Like, we're just finding out now that this building is built by a guy that we're just finding out about now. Oh man, I bet that feels great.
I am the keymaster.
I am the gatekeeper.
Doesn't look like she's keeping that gate really well. Although maybe that's the metaphor, you know, the woman is the gatekeeper and the man is the keymaster. You know, Venus in vagina.
The power grid was shut off by Dickless here.
They caused an explosion.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Where does Ray get off calling other people dickless? And how was Peck being cowardly? I mean, brash, sure. Reckless, sure. But dickless? Like, what the fuck is that supposed to be?
But if I'm right, and we can stop this thing, you will have saved the lives of millions of registered voters.
And more importantly, the lives of several donors. So I do have to say I appreciate that the Archbishop or whatever didn't counter-signal the Ghostbusters at all. He was like, yeah, you know, they're ghosts and we kind of can't take an official position on it one way or the other, so you do what you gotta do. Oh, well, movie's over. Oh well. Wow, all that for this burst pimple in the road. I wonder why Ray is the only one wearing gloves.
But when we get to 20, tell me. I'm gonna throw up.
You know, you'd think that they would have to be in better shape if they're going to be carrying those things on their backs around everywhere. Well, of course, Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver hook up. Because that was very common in 80s movies, where you would have the nerd hook up with the beauty. You see it a lot nowadays with, let's say, Seth Rogen movies, or Ben Stiller movies. And that building looks like it's made of graham cracker.
Hey, where these stairs go?
Up?
They
Yeah. See?
Gozer the Gozerian?
That's not Sigourney Weaver. Oh no, she's like Emperor Palpatine. Except her lightning is purple. I find it interesting how this ancient Sumerian, Hittite, Mesopotamian god decided to show up in high heels. I swear, like, the opening scene of Gargoyles took a lot from this.
Tried to think of the most harmless thing. Something I loved from my childhood. Something that could never, ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft. We used to roast Stay Puft marshmallows by the fire at Camp Wakanda.
So that should have been introduced before the reveal to help build it up. But yeah, if they're going to use a mascot, obviously they can't use a real mascot for a real product, but at the same time, you know, you only see the Stay Puft marshmallow bag like a little bit in the corner or whatever of the screen. It would have been interesting if we had seen like a commercial on TV, maybe like before Ghostbusters commercial. That way we could at least see who the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was before we're like, oh no, not the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Oh, it moved from its post. I wonder what it was doing. I wonder if they were just chatting or something, and then when they showed up, they're like, "Oh shoot, guys, we gotta go back." No, it couldn't have been that easy.
Oh, Venkman, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just forgot.
Is Dan Aykroyd Canadian? Oh, Venkman. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Venkman. Because I know Rick Moranis is Canadian. Man, it must have been like a charcoal bath. Her skin is going to be feeling so good.
I love this town!
What? Shouldn't you have said, I love this job? That would have made more sense. I mean, hasn't he lived here? Oh, I guess the movie's over. Okay. I don't really buy Ray's character being a smoker. I feel like if anyone should have been a smoker in this movie, it should have been Bill Murray's character. Well, that was Ghostbusters. So, let's talk about it. So, I didn't like it. I thought it was very, very unfunny. I didn't laugh once. I was under the impression that this was going to be like an iconic 80s comedy. I just felt like a lot of this movie was... I really don't know how to describe it. All I can say is that I didn't like it. I can understand how the iconography of the movie would have a lot of long-lasting staying power. You know, it's something that you look at the Ghostbusters, you look at their outfits, you look at the logo, you look at the various ghosts that they have to bust, and you can think, yeah, I can see why this would be a hallmark in geek cinema. I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't scary, which isn't really a problem, but even though it wasn't scary, it wasn't spooky at the very least. Like, if it was spooky in a fun, sort of tongue-in-cheek way, like, you know, Evil Dead was, I was expecting laughs and scares, and I got neither. I didn't like the characters that much. I thought Bill Murray's character was an asshole who deserved to get his ass kicked. Dan Aykroyd's character, I guess, was supposed to be like the moral center, the very, you know, happy optimistic character, but I didn't really feel that, in the sense that I didn't feel like he had any real moments in the movie. Spangler is clearly the nerd character who had some, you know, moments that showcase that, but in my opinion, he didn't really have much going for his character other than the fact that he was in a relationship with that receptionist lady. Winston's character didn't really do anything. He was supposedly the religious guy, but they didn't do anything with that. Sigourney Weaver's character was just meant to be the love interest. Rick Moranis' character was a bit one trick. I found his character to get a little tiresome. And going back to what I said earlier, I don't really want to laugh at a character like that because he seems to be on the spectrum or has Asperger's or something, and I don't enjoy laughing at characters like that. Walter Peck felt very cartoonish, and also he basically did everything that his villainy was going to amount to really, really early on in the movie, and thus every moment that they had after with him felt like it was just, you know, too much icing on the cake. This movie was kind of frustrating and also boring. I didn't feel like there were any real stakes to the movie, and I didn't feel like there were any moments that made me go, oh no, this person is in danger. That's not good. I don't want them to be in danger. And yeah, I feel like there were supposed to be story beats, but because the characters had no arc, the beats didn't feel like they were really building or amounting to anything. I kind of got the same feeling watching this movie that I did while watching the Star Wars sequels, in that because there's no real development with the characters, it's hard for me to feel remotely invested in what is happening to them, and thus things like scares or jokes fall flat, at least to me. Apart from nostalgia for the series, I can't really see what this movie has going for it. But hey, you know what? Maybe the sequel improves on this. I'm hoping maybe, because I was very, very, very unimpressed with this one, apart from the special effects. And if modern filmmaking has taught us anything, it's that special effects cannot save a bad script, bad acting, bad story, you know. So, well, join us next week when we tackle Ghostbusters 2. Hopefully it won't be a letdown like this was, although, like I said, I never have seen any of these movies, so I don't have any emotional attachment to them, but who knows, maybe it might get better as things go along. Until then, this is Jay Brad, signing out.